Okay, let's start with 7 here. It's a little tricky because we have to do a conversion. But basically we have a cylindrical tank and we just have to figure out how many gallons it holds and then divide it by 17 because she's filling it 17 gallons per minute. So that'll tell us how many minutes it'll take. Okay, so what we need is the volume of the spherical tank. So let's do that. So the volume of a sphere, I'm sorry, I said spherical means cylindrical. The volume is going to be the base, which is pi r squared. That's the area of the base. And you multiply by the height. Okay, so that's the volume. And maybe what you're doing is, I looked at some of your answers, there's a lot of times we give you diameter. It's kind of tricky, and all your formulas are based on the radius. So the volume would be pi times r squared, but r is 6, right? The diameter is 12, which means the radius is 6. And these are all measured in feet, right? So this is foot and this is foot, and we're going to have to change that to gallons. That's the tricky part. So if I multiply this, I would get 324 pi. 36 times 9, 324 pi. Okay, but that's cubic feet. Feet squared and feet. And then we have a conversion factor here to gallons. So to get that to gallons, we go the 324 pi times, since 1 cubic foot is this many gallons, multiplication will get us to our number of gallons we have, which should be somewhere around there, 7,614. Okay, so that's how big it is in gallons. That's the hard part, getting it in gallons. There's a trick in there, given diameter instead of radius, so you got to think about that. And now that we know how many gallons it is, I'll put a G there, we can divide. So our answer should be 7,614.222 divided by 17 gallons per minute. All right, if this is gallons and this is gallons per minute, when we divide, it'll give us minutes, and that should be that answer, 448. I think you asked me another one that was similar to that, so maybe that one will help with the other question you asked me that was kind of similar to that one. How about this for 13? You want the perimeter. So we got A is 4, so we got 4, 4, B is 12, 12. And then we have to figure out what this is, but this isn't part of the perimeter. Maybe if I'll use red, right? We got to add up all these things. So I got 4, 12, 4. This would also have to be the same as B. So that's 12. This 12 I'm not adding in my equation because it's not on the outside. It's not the perimeter, but that distance is the same distance as that. Okay, so right now we got all the kind of the easy ones out of the way. The perimeter is 4 plus 4 plus 12 plus 12. So it's 4 plus 4 plus 12 plus 12 plus this perimeter, which is a quarter of a circle. Okay, so a quarter of a circle would be 1/4, the quarter of the perimeter of a circle, I should say, or the circumference. And the circumference is 2 pi r, 2 pi. So what's the radius? If I kind of continue this circle out, what would the radius be? It would be that distance, which we know is 12. 2 pi times 12. Okay, so that's 8 plus 24, that's 32, plus 1/4 of 12 is 3, plus 6 pi. And that should be about 50.85 when you plug that into your calculator. Okay, moving on. Let's see. So surface area in square meters, diameter 3 meters. Okay, so I would look up my volume formula for the surface area of a sphere, and I should get 4 pi r squared, not volume. Surface area is 4 pi r squared. So this one you're just plugging in, and I'm guessing maybe you're missing maybe you're putting a 3 in there. So remember that if you have a sphere with diameter this distance 3, all the formulas are based on the radius. That means this distance, the radius would be half of 3, right? It'd be 1.5. So maybe that's what you're doing there. And if you multiply 4 times pi times 1.5 squared, you should get somewhere close to that 28.3. Okay. This one for the area. Okay, so let's do this one first. This is the easy one. This rectangle, the area would be A times B. So we got 7 times 18 plus, let's do this one next. That has an area of, the area of a circle is pi r squared, right? So it's going to be pi r squared, where the radius of this thing would be half of B, right? Half the distance of B, so the distance from here to here. So if B is 18, then that's got to be 9 would be the radius of this semicircle. Let's see, use blue for this one. So same idea here. That's going to be, oh wait, I forgot something. It's only half. Go back to the red one. It would be half of that area, right? Because pi r squared would be the whole area if this circle was completed, but we only have half of it. And with the same thinking with our next circle, that is a quarter of the area since it's a quarter circle. So it's a quarter of pi r squared, and that is a different r, right? That would be the half of the distance. I'm sorry, this would be r for this one. We don't have to give it in half because that's just the distance A. That's the area of that thing, or the radius of that circle if we continued that one on. So that's just the distance A, which is 7. Okay, so in your calculator, 7 times 18 plus 1/2 pi times 81 plus 1/4 pi times 49 should give you, well, I can do it because I don't have the answer for that one. So let's see what we get here. It'll take a minute on my calculator. So 7 times 18, that's 126. 81 pi times 1/2, 127.235, and then same thing for this one, 49 pi times 1/4, 38.485. Okay, and I'll stop there. So you add that to that to that. Okay. So I think that was most of, I think I might have skipped one of them, but hopefully that helps with the other one you had a question, or maybe one or two. But yeah, if you still have questions, let me know. Just send it to me and I'll reply.